He left the. Oh yeah, I think he's back.
Okay, so I'm just giving you a kind of background of where I came from and where I am today. I've been lead planner in most of the organization I've worked for, and you know, it's a simple career and very, very, lucrative career that you can start and get to the peak of things. So one of the things why I like planning is you meet great people. I mean, the big guns in the society, in the company. You don't, when you work as a planner in a company, you have meetings and you collaborate with the directors, the top management, the SMT, the senior management. That's you're part of them. So before you know, even if you're a junior planner or you're ordinary planner, not even the lead, you meet with them. They tend to seek your advice all the time on the project. How is the project going on? What is the status of the project? They want to hear from you. They always want to hear from you, and when you're at that level, you feel so your confidence will increase, and it provides so many opportunities for you. So as a planner, so based on that, that's why I like my job. I like planning. I like this job very well. So in this course, we'll be going through some course outlines. To be able to achieve, because we will set a goal, and to be able to achieve that goal, we will go through some outlines to be able, the objectives to be able to meet that goals. And in during this course, we'll be going through this outline, the course outline, to be able to achieve being a planner. To become a planner, we'll go through all these one after the other. We've got 19 steps to go through, and I'll walk you through these 19 steps, both theoretically, and we will do some practical on each of these. Well, on most of, like 80% of this course outline during these training course. So I wanted to sit back, enjoy the class, and I believe at the end of the day, what you've set to become, maybe if you're here, you want to become a planner. That's what, or maybe you want to, okay, let me check this out, if it's what I would like to do. So, but I'm very, 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 very convinced that by the end of this course, you'll be able to say, oh, okay, let me give it a go. So, any questions so far? Anybody? I'm open to questions. Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, my name is Olakunle John Olaigbe. So basically, I just want to ask a question about the relationship between planning and being a Scrum Master, or in an agile environment. Is there any relationship?
Well, there are so many relationships. They are well related, right? Different environments. Like when you talk about Scrum and Agile, they are more to IT sectors, right? We will talk through that when we start doing the introduction to project management and project management methodology. Right, so we will delve into that and try and not I won't go into much details, because I'm not a Scrum Master, but I know, based on my knowledge, Scrum Masters and what you've mentioned, yeah, they tend towards IT.
Yeah.
Yes. So the relationships, we will talk about that. But the main relationship when you talk about agile methodology is mostly practiced in IT environment. And I've worked in IT environment as a planner. Some of them adopt that methodology, but the common methodology that is adopted in planning, in project planning generally, is waterfall.
Okay.
Right, is waterfall, but that methodology is common in the IT sector. Does that answer your question to some extent before we
yes.
get into the methodology aspect? So
yes, thank you.
Anyway, I will take one more question. I'll continue. Any other questions?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? All right.
Yes,
So my question is, as a project planner, does your work end after the project has been planned and the project has started? So, I mean, I saw some job descriptions when I was checking the road, and they said they need a permanent project plan. So I'm wondering, after the project has started, after you've planned and everything, and the project has started, what does the project planner do on a day-to-day basis, on an ongoing basis?
Okay, thank you for that question. They tend to divide project planning into two categories, right? They call some people, but it's a bit confusing. They call some people scheduler, where America call them scheduler. We call them scheduler here, you know, a different way of pronouncing things. But American calls you're a planner. Well, I will define that. I will explain that. Is it even if you're a planner in the UK, they call you scheduler. But in UK tend to differentiate scheduler from a planner. So if you're a planner, you're expected to get involved right from the inception of the project. You will get involved during the initiation phase. You know, I'll still talk about that later. During the initiation phase, where everybody would map and do all brainstorm or whatever, that people will come together and start planning the project. You know, and that could come from before even the project is awarded. You get involved from the tender stage. So when you get involved from this tender stage, you will go through all those phases, including planning. So in a simple way, when you look at project life cycle, you've got the initiation stage, the planning stage, the execution stage, the monitoring and controlling stage, and finally you close out the project. But what I'm trying to explain to you, when they call somebody a scheduler or a planner, the planner gets involved from the initiation phase all throughout to the closeout stage. But a scheduler could come in, during the execution phase when they are actually executing the project. The project has been planned by someone. You have a schedule already, but that person that comes in as a scheduler will just come in. Oh, they have an existing plan. They have an existing program. He will jump on that program and he will be updating. That is, he'll be monitoring and controlling the project. That's the stage you will get involved in until the project finishes. Does that answer your question? Hello?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay, that's just the difference. Where a planner will get involved from the inception to the end, from cradle to grave. So, and when it comes to career in planning, like I've mentioned, it's very, very lucrative and it has a very good career path. You could start from a junior planner, but some people call it junior. Well, it's like when you go to some sector, they will call it schemed. scheme project manager. So you will be shadowing the main planner. And in some cases, they won't even take you as a junior planner, they will take you as a planner. And you will have a senior planner that will be delegating jobs to you, delegating things, do these, and it will come to him and he will report that. And from there, it can lead to senior planner. Some will say senior planner, you can have different, multiple senior planners, and that will go to lead planner. The lead planner in some organizations, they call them planning manager.
I'm sorry, I'm in a meeting.
Hello? Are we on mute or someone is asking a question? Okay. So, and from that point, planning manager could be planning director. Then it goes on and on to whatever you want to become. It is a very good career path. He has a very good career path. And the pay is good as well. You could be remote control of your screen. Yeah. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, Deji, is Deji there? Sorry, guys. Someone is asking. I just want to confirm if it's Deji that is asking for.
Yeah. That was me. I wanted to put your view in presentation mode, so
Okay,
that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I need to do. Okay.
Yeah, if you can click on the slideshow, please.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Yeah, I don't know.
Can you see anything?
No, okay. Hey, just continue. No, don't worry. Yeah, I think it's better now. That's okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, cheers.
That's fine. So, okay. So, like I was saying, it's very lucrative, and you could be a contractor and you could be a permanent staff in different sectors. Will prefer to take you as a contractor. Some will take you as permanent, but in recent times, it's been permanent that is very common to that they advertise in because of this hire 35. I don't know if everybody know if we know about this hire 35 of the thing. So, but because of that, the common opportunities that there is permanent, and you can start from £40,000 up to, I don't know, you can go up to £120,000 per annum. So it's to some extent, compared to other jobs, is a bit lucrative. So it depends on the sector, and different sector pay you, depending on their band. So some, and if you're a contractor, you can start from 380 per day or £40 per hour up to up to like 1,000, and if a colleague of mine is sending 1,200 per day, so you can earn, and he's not even a senior planner, so you can earn as much as that. So the pay is good, the career path is good. So what else do I need to tell you about planning? Okay, I will stop at that. If you have questions regarding that, we can talk about that later. So I would, in planning, you can't be a planner without understanding the project environment. You need to understand the project environment. So, and you need to understand the project environment, how it works, and how you can help improve that environment, because that's why they brought you in. They brought you in to be able to improve their project environment in everything. It's not only you could say, oh, I'm a software junkie. It's not about the software, it's about every other thing they do to support that project to be able to achieve the goals they want to achieve. So in that regard, so we'll be talking about projects. Then we'll talk a bit about project management, then a bit of, I'm not going to go into details because I'm not a project manager, but I understand how project environments work. So that's why I'll be mentioning that before we even go into the planning aspect, which I will be taking you and doing both the practical aspect and the theory that will lead to the practical aspect. So the next thing I'll be talking about is where is it? Go to my slide. Before I go in there, I would because I said this class is going to be interactive, right? Can anybody tell me their understanding? Anybody about the understanding of what project is? Anybody can just. Anyone? Are you hearing me? Oh, am I on mute or what's going on? Anyone? Everybody's ignoring me. Hello.
Okay, let me go.
I can hear you.
I was hoping somebody goes. So a project is basically like an endeavor that is aimed at achieving a particular purpose. So I mean, for every project there is an end goal. So the project itself is all the steps it takes, from planning up until the doing the work, execution, and achieving the particular goal. So all the steps involved in achieving that particular goal, in getting to a stage, is the project. So even as simple as, cooking can be a project. So, by the time you want to cook, you say, okay, I want to eat jollof rice today. And then, you say, okay, the first thing I want to do, I need to go to the market to get all the ingredients. You get all the ingredients, you bring it home, and then you start, put it on fire, you put it all together, and then you finally have your jollof rice, and then you start eating. That whole process, can be said to be a project, even though, I would say it's a nano project or something, but I mean, so it now depends on how big it is, how small it is, but, project is like every step it takes to achieve a particular goal. That's my understanding.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Maybe I should, maybe you should take over from me. That was brilliant. Thank you. Yes, like you said, before you go, can I ask you a question? What was your last project?
My last project, I would say, I think I went to stock up the house to get groceries and all. So I mean, that's my own last project. And then it took me like 3 days to actually plan that. And then finally I got it done this morning. So it's a project.
Fantastic. That's a good example. So that's a very, very good example. So what he has just told us about projects is, is an endeavor that you plan out to do, and you have set of goals that you want to achieve. So you set out your objective, and like he said, you know what? I asked him a question. What was your last project? I deliberately asked that question because I wanted to see his reaction, and the impression he gave me is, I do project every day. That's what you've just told me. And like he said, we do projects every day. When you ask people, what was your last project? You might be thinking of big infrastructure projects. Like, okay, maybe, what project are you doing at the moment? You might be thinking, oh, Yeah, I have a twin duplex that I'm building in Lekki. That's a project. Oh, do you do any project in the UK? No, 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 no. My project is in Nigeria, or my project is in Dubai or whatever. I wouldn't be thinking of the way the last speaker has just told us, the way he explained how what project is. And that is it. We do projects every day. You wake up in the morning, you go to work, you have an objective, you have a goal at the end of the day. You want to get to work 9 o'clock or whatever, or you want to achieve, maybe you've got a report to present, you want to achieve that, that's a project. Whatever you set goals, or you set a goal and you have objectives and you have a way of getting there. And at the end of the day, you got there, it becomes something tangible. Even the output and outcome, whatever, you have a project in front of you. So based on the definition in front of you, I'm just going to pick it one after the other. I mean, in terms of sentences and the words used in there. Project is referred to any unique step or any unique product. Projects are unique. It might look similar, it might look so alike, but if you deep down, if you deep dive into it, into the different if you've got two projects that are very, very similar to each other, and you say, oh, I can't even differentiate between these. Looking at these two houses, they look so alike, they look so like it's a replica of the other. But if you take your time to go in there and check what they've done, you will see something that doesn't match the other, and that makes it unique, right? It makes our product unique. So projects are always unique, no matter how similar these outputs are or these products are, they are always unique. They are temporary. They're not what you would do forever. It has a time bound. It has a timeline. Your timeline might move or move to the right or to the left. In project environment, when you say something move to the left, that means it's been brought forward. The date is being brought forward. So, but when it moves to the right, that means it's running late. So, however, it has a time, it's time bound. So it has a timeline, and also it has a start and an end. So when you wake up in the morning, maybe you set your alarm 6 o'clock. That's the beginning of your project, because maybe your project is to get to the office by 9 a.m. in the morning. You have a set time. That's the beginning, and by 9 you've ended that project because you've achieved that thing that you wanted to achieve when you set it out. So, and also that project has something that needs to be in place for you to be able to achieve that project, that thing. And that thing is resource. You need a resource. You need resource. It might be, your resource could come in terms of money is part of resource, human is part of resource, and every other thing that we will talk about resource later during the course, during the training. So we'll talk about resource, but you need something to help you achieve that. If you are driving to work, your car is a resource. You need that resource to be able to get from one place to the other. So, and money is resource as well. That's why it's a project has cost implication. There's no project, even the last speaker that said that he went to buy some stuff in the supermarket. He must have spent money. He won't go there and take it for free or take them for free. So that is project for you. And when it comes to program, there are different types of, you have project, they categorize project management. They will call it project management, but they can still call it program management. They can still call it portfolio management, but it starts from where? It starts from project. So program is just multiple projects that are related to each other. So take, for example, if you're working in a company and your company has different products that are related, so they can say, okay, we have multiple projects that we call program, right? So, and the final one is the portfolio. So portfolio is, combination of multiple programs. You can have, maybe in the UK, you can have series of programming in Scotland, in different areas in Scotland, and you can have, let's say, Aberdeen, Glasgow, and others. Aberdeen has its own different, maybe multiple projects, and Glasgow has multiple projects, and each of these cities can be called programs. And when you bring them together, they can call them, okay, we have multiple programs that makes a portfolio. It's as simple as that. You have projects, multiple projects makes a program, multiple programs make a portfolio at a very strategic level, a directorate level. That's where they just look at it, okay, this is a portfolio of programs, or this is a portfolio of projects. Any questions so far? No question. I'll go to the next. We have different types of project, like the last name. I mean, I'll keep saying the last speaker because I didn't get your name. Sorry about that. So there are different types of projects that you can get products from, and I've listed them here. Some people, like I said, when I've not gone into project management or project planning career, I always think projects are like constructions. Hello? So I always think projects are multi-billion infrastructural projects like construction, building bridges and houses and all that. But you can see here, all these are different type of projects and their products. So you can have different type of projects, even computer software development, like someone was asking about Agile and Scrum Master and all that. So, it's a type of project that people do, and you can have a planner supporting that project. Each of these projects, you could have planners or a planner, depending on how complex or how big these projects are. You can have one single planner supporting multiple projects, like 3-4 projects. So, and that is one thing why I prefer to be a planner than a project manager. And the reason is simple. The reason is, if most of the projects, they do have one project manager that will manage them. Most of them. Some project managers manages multiple projects, but most of them manage one single project. So, and if that project finishes, then if they don't have anything for that project manager, it's gone. But a planner could have multiple projects, planning multiple projects. I've got like 5 projects I'm managing, and 2 of them is about to finish, and the project managers, I don't think we have enough job for them, and they might likely go. So, but before you know it, another project will come up. It will say, oh, can you add this to your portfolio? Yeah, bring it on. Then I'll carry on. You stay more on the job than a project manager. And that's one of the benefits of being a project planner. Right. So I've described these. This is what we've just talked about, the organizational strategy regarding project portfolio and program. So well, I've talked about these, how these work. So if you have any question regarding that, please just let me know. Like I said, I'm not a project manager, but I'm just gonna, because I want you to understand how the project environment works before we go into the real project planning sector of these training. So I just want you to understand what this is, then we will go into that. So next slide will be what project management is all about. So the project management is just the application and knowledge of using these to benefit that project, to improve project, to make sure that project is successfully achieved or is successfully delivered. Because they use the word delivery project. So that's the main task of project management, managing everything that comes your way to make sure that project is achieved as planned or to plan. So because projects, you might plan a project and you will definitely plan a project, you assume that project will go smooth based on all the criteria or all the risk factors you've looked at. However, when you start executing that project, it is never smooth. So you need that management skill and knowledge, previous knowledge that you've got to be able to manage, including resource people that will be working on that project, every processes and procedures that will make sure the project get achieved in a successful way. And when it comes to being successful in projects, is relative, right? And can anyone help me when I say being successful in managing a project, or a project being successful, that is relative based on some factors? Does anybody understand what I'm trying to? But I don't want to. I want to ask it. I want to ask in a form of question. Maybe somebody will help me, saying, because I've seen people arguing, saying, if your project runs late, that means it's not successful. Can somebody prove me wrong? If your project runs late, it must still be successful. Can anybody?
Yes, I think I agree. So project might run late due to many reasons, and part of the things. I mean, I'll talk from the agile side of things. Part of the things that agile embodies is the ability to adapt, to constant changes. So it's possible the project sponsors have, like new things that they want to add. I mean, projects can run late for different reasons. It could be from the sponsor. It could be from, changing environments. Like, for instance, when COVID happened, it's possible that you were having a project and then COVID happened. And I mean, these are acts of God that you have no power over. So the project would definitely run late, but that doesn't mean, and if you eventually finish the project, that doesn't mean it wasn't successful. But anything could have happened along the way. So a project running late does not necessarily mean the project was not successful. But if the project did not meet, if it did not meet the project goal, the ultimate project goal, then you can say, okay, it was unsuccessful. So a project running late could be due to different reasons. However, is part of the things that, I think one of the things about project planning and project management is the ability to learn from all these things and be able to, mitigate any possible setbacks and everything. But running late does not necessarily mean it wasn't successful. That's my thoughts.
Okay, thank you very much. That was a very good point. Any other person?
Yeah, good evening. Well, just my thought process is just close to is, I think the dynamics of everything pertaining to project, either individual or corporate, boils down to the fact that things are so unpredictable, and the end result is what determines the success, whether the project is successful or not. You may have timelines which situation force majeure can force to be extended somehow, just like you mentioned, COVID or any other natural occurrence. So, but the baseline is, as just like you said, as a project planner or a project manager, you need to, as much as possible, use your own scale to be able to try as much as possible to meet up with deadline. But if at the end of the day, the deadline is not met with due to factors that are beyond one's control, or you are able to achieve the objective and the goal while the project started ab initio, then I think you are okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate your contributions. Yes, that was good. Those two contributions are very, very good. But what I'm looking for, sorry, is, you know, the success of a project is predetermined. What I mean by is predetermined is, even if you plan a project and you think everything, we assume everything will run smooth and everything, no force majeure, no problem, but a little, well, no force majeure, no major problem, but we eventually ran late. They can still say that project is successful. But I'll give you why I said the success of a project is predetermined before you even start that project. Now, it depends on, you know, different sectors determine their success, your delivery success, based on, some determine, they base it on cost, and some base it on time. Right. Some will tell you, I don't care how much, no, reasonably, how much this is going to cost me, but I want this delivered at this point. You don't deliver it, that's where we have all these liquidated damages, you know, a compensation event that, okay, if you don't deliver, I'll be charging you 5% of the total cost for every single day you miss the day's delivery date. Because what they are looking at is, take for example, I've worked on a project that said, well, if you don't deliver on this date, we will be losing £800,000 every day. Whatever you can do to deliver this project on this date with this threshold, they won't give you the threshold where they are thinking, but we came up with some accelerated because the project was to run late more than the date they are requesting us to deliver that project. And we said, we can't do that. So, well, you need to do it. Whatever is going to cost you to bring it back to that date, we will pay. So those projects, they determine their success based on the timeline they've given you. If you sleep, they will tell you you failed. That project wasn't successful at all. But some projects, they said, well, we can afford you to sleep, but we can afford you to run late a bit, but we can't afford you to spend more than our budget. And if you spent more than that budget and you want to claim that, if eventually they paid you, then that project to them is not successful. So the projects are defined, the success is defined based on the constraints, the triangular constraints. We call it triangular constraints, the time, cost, and quality that quality could remain constant, should remain constant. But the time and the cost relative to success of a project, they don't remain constant. They can vary. So that's where I'm going. So your project will be predefined that this project will be successful if you can deliver this project within our budget, or if you can deliver this project at this time. Olympics, London 2012 Olympics, they nearly tripled the budget, but they still call it a successful project. Even though they nearly tripled their budget. So this is where I'm going, saying project depends on the success of a project, depends on, will be predetermined, and it depends on these constraints of time and cost. So, and the next slide I'm going to go through, and I would allow the co-host to come and talk to you guys, would be the project life cycle itself. So someone the first question was about, if I could remember, or the second question was about difference between a scheduler and a planner. So when you go through, this is the project life cycle. I haven't got the cycle, but this is what you go through when you're doing it, when you are doing a project, when you from the start to the end. And you go through the initiation phase, which you have which you plan all the goals, all your objectives, like business case and all that. And this, you could be the sponsor, and you could be a contractor as well, because the sponsor might have a business case and take that out and asking, okay, how do we do this? This is a product we want to be able to achieve. And, project is based on, goals. Maybe it could be financial benefits. It could be whatever, different benefits, people tag their project, their goals to whatever benefits they want to realize at the end of the day. So you set your business case, that your business case will include all the benefits that you want to be able to achieve and all the objectives. And at that point, you start thinking of how do we put this together, how you come together. And once you are done with that phase, you go to the planning phase, where you will start defining all the scope of work, the timeline, the cost, how much it's going to cost you, what time do you want to deliver this job, all that. You set the plan. And this is where you, as a planner, this is where you start putting all those things into your software, or you have it a PDF, or in maybe probably you put it in Excel before you transfer it to the software you're using. This is a stage where you will be very, very attentive and attention to details. That's when your brain will be open to get all the information you needed to get. And if you don't, this is the stage where you will start doing you can gather information, like using different techniques, like the interviews, or you do workshops and all that, to be able to get that information into the software, or into whatever you want to use to be able to report and present to the SMT, which is the senior management team. And during the execution phase, if someone has prepared that plan, the schedule is available, and someone, the newly employed, or that person left the company, because you might be in a company and during that stage you've been involved in initiation and planning stage, and maybe you find job elsewhere and you left. So they will be looking for someone to come and take over from that point. And when you come in, they will tell you, we've got a plan already, we've got a schedule already. All you need to do is for you to come and update it and report onward. That's what they need you for. So you will get there, You study the plan, you might study the contract as well, know where things are, then you will start scheduling. That's why they call them scheduler here. You will start getting information, monitoring and control, schedule, then you report, then monitoring, control, schedule, then you report till the project comes to an end, which is then from there, at some point, some people like to do lesson learned at every stage of the project life cycle. Some people say, oh, we'll put everything together. Some people that does it, they do it like, you know, when you have a risk register, you have, that's a live document. They have a live document for lesson learned for part each phases of the project. You start putting your lessons learned there. Then some will wait till the end. When the project is closed, they will come together and try and say, okay, what did we learn? What did you do that we can replicate in the other project? Or what did we do that we need to re-strategize or we need to do better? So at this point, I'm going to stop while I will allow Deji to take over, and I think he's got some stuff to tell you. And if you have any question, then I will come in and take your questions. Deji, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. So quickly, I want to ask anyone that's got any questions. So because I know there are a lot of people that are kind of logged in today. This program is for the next 3 months, actually. So yeah, and yeah, we allow everyone to come in to see what is going to be covered, but you need to register before you can join next time. I just want to say that. Okay, so I'll send the link right now on the chat if you want to register for the course, and if you like what you are seeing, and of course, if you have any questions, you can ask. I'm able to answer any question. If I cannot, I think that you would answer as well. So yeah, if you have any question about the course. So this is just introduction for now, and before we kind of continue, yeah. Any question?
Ken has his hand up.
Okay, Ken.
Hi, so my question I've got is, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can.
All right, the question I've got is that the project management phase and the project planner, the roles which they take on is quite similar to a project manager or a senior project lead role. So I just wanted to ask, what's the distinction between a project planner and a project lead or a project manager? Because you know, the things I'm seeing is quite similar to a project manager or a senior project lead that would normally take lead on a project.
Okay, thank you very much. So, like Deji said, this is just an introduction, and what I've done is just to introduce people that are very new, that are new to project environment. So this is not my cake, right? The project planning and project planner and project manager's role, they work together, but they collaborate together, but they are different roles entirely. It's like check and balances. As a project manager, I'll say this here, project manager will always, they want people to see their project as being perfect, right? They don't want anybody to see flaws in their project. They want to be on top of things. They want to, even when they are going the other way, they will be telling you everything is good. Everything is, is in order. What a project planner will do, will support that project manager to be able to achieve all those goals. But The project planner will give that project predictability, will give that project based on, you know, as a project planner, you do what is called trend analysis. Based on the trend, you can use that trend to analyze that project and give it to the SMTs, because both of you are reporting to the SMT, the senior management team. So you're both reporting to them, but you give the project the predictability. They can tell you, the project manager can tell the senior management everything is fine. But based on the data that you've got, you'll be able to tell them, if provided you've advised the project manager that this project is not going to end well the way we are going, based on this trend for the last 3 months, and based on the data I'm looking at, we're not going to end well with this project. It's not going to be successful based on the predetermined success criteria. But the project manager, because the title is he owns the project, he might decide to ignore you. When he decided to ignore you, then when the SMT or the top guys, the project director or the program directors, most of them, they will come to you when they know that everything is not looking good anymore, or when they suspect something is not going the way it should go. They won't talk to the project manager. They will come to you as a project planner. Hi, David, how is this project going? What's the status of the project just now? Based on your data, can you send me your schedule and send me reports? So they will rely much on you, because they know they will at the beginning is the project manager they will be talking to, but at some point, some experienced director, when they realize, or when they suspect things are not going the way it should go, they will come to you. You have the data as a project planner, because you provide them with the predictability of the project, where it's going. The project manager might say this project is, but you have the facts. You provide them with the facts. That's why they have you there. They would have said, oh, project manager, you can do both jobs. Just plan the project and reports onward. But they know that they need someone that has the data, and that data comes from the information, the correct information you've put into your software, and your software has used some algorithms to produce that report. And that report, they will look at that report, and they will take that report to challenge the project manager. Based on this report the project planner has produced, defend yourself. And that's the way it works. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I think yes and no, but I do understand that it's quite an introductory stage. So I'm happy with your explanation. It's fine.
Okay. Can I ask a question? What was the no aspect? But maybe I can shed some light on that, if I may ask.
Right. So my no is because there are it all varies with the project. So I haven't come across a project planner, and maybe because I'm quite still new in the field, so that's why I said my no. In the terms that we've got project leads, and which are not called planners, and we kind of own the process from start to finish as PMs. So I think I've come across someone talking about it, but I haven't worked with an organization that has a project planner that partakes in the that partakes in the different phases of ongoing project, if that makes any sense.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, but I do understand. I think I'm happy with the explanation.
Okay.
Said, yeah.
What I wanted to chip in is, you might work in an organization that said they've got planner, you know, these course is going to be teaching you how to, like, if you, my introduction says using Primavera as a project tool is not, you can plan on Excel. Some people plan on Word documents. So some people plan on Excel spreadsheets. Some people use different tools. But I can tell you, based on the statistics, over 10 years ago, I'm referring to that statistics, 374 companies out of 400 companies in the US uses these two Primavera PCs, and that is an Oracle owned tool developed by Oracle. So, and because they've tested it, they've tried and tested it, and they've gone into, they've I mean, looked into its algorithm and thing, and see that it's very, very robust and scalable to provide any project with the support they need to be able to achieve that project. That's why many people, if you, based on what I've just said regarding the money, I mean, the wages, and if you are a planner and you are not good in using these two, you won't be paid that much. You know, and these planners that knows how to use these two are in demand in every sector. I've worked in different sectors. They are in demand in every sector, and every sector you've gone, you will find in the UK now, most of the sector, all the governments in the government sector, like rail, nuclear, they will only accept your plan or your schedule in Primavera P6 format. They will not accept any other thing. So they will not accept any other tool. They will tell you, go to Network Rail. Network Rail uses Primavera. Go to Sellafield and all other big defense. Go to anywhere, they use this. So that's why this course is all about these two. It's not about, I'm just introducing people to project management just for them to understand the environment. But the core thing will be to be able to use these two and being a planner. There are two things: you are a planner and you'll be able to use it to know how to use a soft skill and use a core skill, which is the tool. Any other question before we go?
Okay, any other question on the course? Okay, Jide, you mentioned.
Good evening, everybody. Please, is there a certification for project planner as a project planner? Do you have a certification you have to sit for?
Yes or no. Yes, there are certifications, but to be honest with you, Oracle would not issue a certification to you as a project planner or on their tool that you know how to use their tool. They'll just say, okay, there are so many providers like myself and some other big providers that will train you on this course, and they will issue that certificate. They are Oracle partners, right? They will issue you that certificate on their names, not on Oracle. However, to get a job, you don't need it. In UK, you do not need to have a certificate. All you need is, can you use it? Tell me how you've used it. Show me how you've used it, how you can use it. That's what they need. And that's what we're going to train you on this platform, how to use these two to support your project and make it successful. Does that answer your question?
Yes, please. Thank you very much. And if I can ask this too, is this something that one can take simultaneously with, for example, I'm doing BA now. and it's going to be until September. So can one say, because you said it's going to start in a few weeks or this month, if I'm not mistaken. So
it's starting today.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes, it depends on your capacity. If you have capacity, they are related, to be honest with you. You know, when you do, there is business case in planning as well, because if you get involved in planning from tender stage, or where you start bidding for jobs, you get involved in that stage. In the engineering, I know some of us are engineers here, you have pre-feed or feed stage. That feed stage is front-end engineering design. You get involved in that as a planner. So you get involved in different stages and in relating to business. You know, I'm just talking about business case. And when it comes to information gathering, you have information gathering BA, you have different types of techniques in gathering, to gather information. And the same thing in planning. That at the point when you do your initiation meeting and you can't get whatever you need to get, you can do interview with departmental leads to get the information you need to put into your plan. You can do, if there is conflict in what they're giving you, if you went to meet maybe the engineering lead and he's giving you information that will clash with somebody with, I mean, maybe mechanical engineer is telling you that I'm going to work in this area on this date, and an electrical engineer is telling you, oh, my men are going to work on this, the same, you might decide to do a workshop so that you resolve the conflict. So it's the same thing, they're related. So you can take stuff from BA and put it into planning. So then that gives you a better chance of, you know, you can be chasing two things at a time. So yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, any other questions? So yeah, the program starts today, so and it's going to run for the next 3 months anyway. So yeah, so that's what I can say. So I've sent the link to everyone. So if you are still going to join, so Deji, sorry, remind me, when is the next class? Is it
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay, so yeah, if you are able to register before Wednesday, so we'll still take you because we are planning to do that. So one thing I would say, I know I've not spoken to Deji. For those guys that are already in the internship, so I will speak to Deji after today to see if there will be rebate or discount for you guys, so that we can encourage everyone that's already in the internship anyway, if you still want to take the course. But please ensure that you have capacity to take it, okay? And because what I've seen before is like, because all of them will be very intense anyway, so ensure that you have the time and resources to be able to take those two courses, and none of it is actually kind of lacking anyway. So yeah. Okay, any question? Okay, Elias. Okay, Daniel.
What are the schedule for this? Is it going to be daily?
Mondays and Wednesday, I think you said now.
Mondays and Wednesdays.
Yeah, I would send out the timetable. Yeah. Okay. For us to, you know, we will, because each of these will be categorized into these classes, and we will take them. It could be part 2 classes or 1 class, depending on how intensive it is or they are.
Another thing, Deji, so if you go back to that slide again, so you put CV review and 19, which is good. We normally do that before, but these days we don't do that again. We try to put it at the top, right? So that as you at least if they are able to see what a skeleton CV should be like as you are going through the program, right? They'll be updating their CV as they go along. If you can have a session around maybe 3 or 4, item number 3 or 4, to go through how to do a project planning CV, then we have another session, maybe 11 and 12, another CV review, then you do another one at the end, if that would really be good. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I think the admin just sent the this. Okay, any other question? Daniel, please.
Yeah, so I just wanted to check. I believe we'll be having access to the Primavera P6 tool itself so that we can have hands-on experience on the tool. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you so much.
But that would depend on some. I'll send out the criteria which you will need to meet. And one of the criteria will be a laptop. So to be able to get that on your laptop. Yeah.
Okay, any other question before I pass it to Deji, if there's any other thing? Okay, all right, cool. Thank you.
Sorry, Deji. So I just wanted to, I believe this question might also help some people to make decisions. So to our instructor, Deji, like from your experience, how easy is it to get a job as a project planner? I mean, from your have you had the chance to actually mentor someone, and then how easy or how long did it take for the person to actually land their first role or something? Is there something you want to share insights on?
Yes, that's a good question. One thing I always tell my students is most of the time it depends on the individual. The jobs are out there, to be honest with you. The jobs are out there. Like I would say 90% of companies need a planner. They always advertising. You can Google it, go to, don't say planner, because you can have, if you type planning, it might be town planner. So you just type project planner or, senior planner or, please project planner. That's what you're looking for. So the jobs are how their sectors, they're advertising every day. My company has just recruited 4 people, and one of them was my trainee. So this year, I just finished training him just 3 months ago. So it depends on the individual, the way, the energy you put into these things. Some people, I've taught an individual over, 1.5 years now, and I'll just chase him. Did you apply to this? Oh, I was so tired. I will apply at night. It depends on the individual. That's the bottom line. The jobs are there, easy to get. Not easy to, you know what I mean when you say easy to get. If you put your mind into something, it's not rocket science. We will at some point we would discuss about interview questions. We would, these questions are always similar, in different sectors. And they say planning is a transferable skill. When you work in one sector, you can move over to another sector, easy peasy, to be honest with you. And when you get to that sector, all you need to ask them, oh, your technical jargons, what is it? Because engineers, most engineers, they like abbreviation. They say, well, WBS, what does that mean? But it might mean the same thing. Where you're coming from, they might call it PPOS or PBS, that you just need to ask. But that core knowledge is transferable. So, I've not been out of job since I started. It's not because of experience. It's because when I started like newbies as well. And, you know, the jobs are there everywhere, even in the US. You can get a job from here, you know, work from home, from, you know, and yeah, that would be my answer.
Thank you so much.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, Elias, please, if.
Okay, I've seen lots of jobs as a scheduler. According to your explanation, if I can get it right, schedulers, do they start from the beginning of a project or at the middle of a project?
Okay. Like I said earlier on, I said in the North America, including Canada, they call a planner that UK calls planner. They call them schedulers. Either you start from the beginning or you start from the execution phase, they will call you scheduler. But in the UK, they try to distinguish, they try to differentiate a scheduler from a planner. I've seen a project manager in this UK and said, well, that guy is a scheduler, he's not a planner, he doesn't think. So I will tell you another main difference. So sometimes a scheduler, they refer to, in the UK, they refer to schedulers as software junkies. So what they mean by software junkies, you don't think outside the box. All you do is somebody gave you something, you just input it as a clerk. You don't question, because as a planner, you should be able to have, you should be able to challenge the information given to you. Even if you don't have an idea, you can put in a sort of question. Are you like, if someone said, it's going to take me 2 hours to cook rice, I might ask him, and I don't know how to cook rice. I might ask, why is it taking you 2 hours? Can't you, would 1 hour not be enough to be able to cook that rice? But you don't know how to cook rice. You don't know how long it will take. You know, when you challenge that's that sort of subtle, you know, you challenge that person in a kind of subtle, you know, very, 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 very simple way. So that person that is saying is going to take him 2 hours to be able to cook a pot of rice might think otherwise. Oh, well, yeah, maybe 1 hour. 1 hour would be okay. And that happens on most projects. Engineers always want to have time. They want to give themselves buffers. They want to give themselves contingency. That, okay, I want to give let me allow a few times. But that time is commercially not good for your company. And they put you there to be able to challenge those kind of things. And you are not doing that. You're just, oh, the engineer said, oh, it's going to take me 2 hours. Then you go and put 2 hours there. You might challenge them and they might eventually warn you. They might say, no, it's 2 hours, and they will analyze. And that way you will start gaining knowledge of what they're doing. They will analyze why it's going to take 2 hours. But most scheduler, like he said, they call them software junkie. When the engineer said it's 2 hours, they will go there. Okay, bye-bye, thank you. They put it there. And the engineer says, he doesn't know anything. You tell him it's 5 hours. He's just going to put it there. So they call them scheduler in the UK. But in the US, they call them somebody that challenge, somebody that plan very well and do the scheduling aspect, which the scheduling aspect start from the execution of the project. When the project starts physically, when they start physically doing the project, that is the execution phase. Then if you are just updating, tracking the progress of the project and putting report out, so in the UK, they might refer to you as a scheduler. But don't let that deter you when you are applying for a job. You might be a scheduler on a particular project they've developed a plan for. When they won another contract, you might start from the beginning. So don't let the title the title is just irrelevant. Don't let the title deter you from applying for both, whatever, scheduler, planner, just apply. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay, all right. I think that should be us now for the introduction. So we're going to go into the proper one on Wednesday, actually. So this is just a 1.5 hour to go through how, project planning and also project management links together. I know it's basically starting from the known to unknown, right? Because I think most of us already know what a project manager is, what a Scrum Master does, and project planning is kind of a new one thing that I actually got from what Deji said is you don't need to have IT experience to do this. I've known Deji for a while now when he was in, is it macrobiology, isn't it? Or what did he do in his unit? And it's not that great in IT. When I said, "Are you doing this?" Okay. Actually,
I remember those days.
Okay. Yeah, so I think it took us months to agree because he does this as well. He does the training as well with his own training platform. But I've kind of had to bargain for a lot for you to go down on so that we can do this together on this platform. So and I want to say thank you for agreeing to do this. So if you are interested in this one, I think you want to take project planning as a career, actually, so you should make the commitment today, because we're going to start another we're going to continue on Wednesday. So then I think that might not be the opportunity again anyway, unless TG agrees or decide to say, okay, maybe it's going to still give another opportunity for you to jump into onto that session. But that's one I can say. So, but one thing I want to also beg TG for is I know there are a lot of people in the internship. If we don't mind giving them 50% discount on this course, I know you've kind of given maybe almost 70% discount for us to do this, but if that's okay, I know I'm putting you on the spot. I've not discussed that anyway, but if you want to say yes now, that's good. But if you want to go and think about it, that also is good. So, but if you want to say now so that people on this platform right now today can get the benefits, I think is something that we can look into, if that's okay.
Yes, thank you. I know you're putting me on the spot. So, but however, I love sharing knowledge, but that's one thing about me. And this year, I can say most of the batches I've taught, like 5 people that I've gotten planning job, and I wouldn't well, none of them got less than 54,000 a year. So, but to answer your question, sorry, I won't be able to answer it just now. We would discuss that, but it's something I would like to do, but just give me tonight to think about it.
Okay, I'll call you immediately after this call. All right. So of course, you know me. I'm a very hard negotiator anyway. So and a bargain art. So okay, I think that's it. Do we have any other question from anyone anyway? So if you want to commit to the program, if you want to register now, please do that today. I'll send the link out, and I'll send it on the Telegram as well. So if you want to come into the program. So thank you so much for today. And also thank you, Deji, for this session. So, okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Doji.